Let's take a look at structure of CSS file and main selectors. CSS always starts with selectors. Then it always follows a declaration block, start and close with curly brackets. And within the block, you can define the values of a different properties. You can have multiple properties and each property can have independent values. Let's take a look at the code example. Here we can see an example of tag selector. Then we can see that brackets are opening and here brackets are closing. And inside these brackets, we have a pair, property and value of this property. So this property says us that for the tag body, we would like to set background color as light blue. The second example is saying that for all h1 tags, we would like to set color white and we would like to align this text center. If let's say you do not want to apply styles for all h1 tags or for all tags that are inside body tag, we have a class selector. It means that you can create any custom class name and assign a particular amount of styles for this class. And whenever you're going to apply this class, that tag will just apply the set values. Another selector, it's ID selector. It's actually almost the same as class. It's just has a bit another hierarchy in HTML markup. The only thing you need to know is that you can also create an ID selector. You can choose a custom name. You can also give a particular set of values and styles for this selector and just apply these styles to a tag you would like to use. Let's take a look on practice example. Here we have again our online editor. With already created index.html file, we also have style.css file and we have script.js file. We are not gonna touch JS for now. Let's focus on HTML and CSS. Let's go to HTML file. We can see that here we have this link tag that actually says us it's gonna be connected style sheet and the path to this file is just style.css. So it's in the root folder. And here we can see that yes, there is that CSS file that is almost blank. There is just one style that says that we want to apply for all tags that are inside body margin 20 pixels. Margin is just adding spaces from top, bottom, right, and left side for the tag. For example, if we change 20 to 200, okay, let's try to play with tag selector. Let's return to 20. Let's go to our HTML file. And for example, we have tag P. Let's set color. Let's set font color for all tags P. Let's click enter. Let's type in selector P. There is a special property that is called color. We can just type in like in letters. There is a preset amount of names for colors that CSS and browser can understand, but the more popular way is to set colors in hex format or in RGB format, but let's go with hex format for now. So we can see that text inside P tag changed to light gray. Let's go and add one more abstract of text. Let's just copy, paste, and let's say I want to make the second abstract P in green color. I do not want to have all abstracts in gray. Let's go to CSS file back. Let's test how class selector works. So I want to create my first class selector. Let's, for example, type in like light uh, green text. So each CSS selector always starts with dot. This way, CSS and browser understands that this is exactly a class. It's not tag selector, it's not ID selector. This is exactly class selector. And let's set our color. So we have created a class. Right now we need to apply it. So by default, browser doesn't know that we want to apply this class, let's say, to the second abstract. So let's copy the name. Let's go back to index.html file. Let's go inside the second abstract. Let's type in the name of the attribute. And let's add the attribute class. And let's insert the name of the class we have created. So it's actually a special syntax of HTML markup that we should follow if we want to add a class. And we can already see that the second abstract already got green. So the CSS selector works as expected. Let's say I want to add one more green abstract. Yep, it's going to be also green, and the previous one is going to be gray. And let's see how ID selector works. ID selector starts with this symbol. And let's say we want to add a brown color to this selector. This time let's try to use the letters, not hex code. Let's test if it will work. Let's go back to index.html and let's say for this third abstract we wanna add that ID selector. We just add ID attribute and insert the value we have created. Okay, right now we have just taken a look in real example how you can easily create selectors, how you can add styles and apply them to tags. Of course, it's not a full guide, it's just a super high level overview how this magic is happening under the hood. HTML and CSS have a ton of documentation and rules that we want to follow to style even simple web pages. Because, for example, what will happen if we apply to a tag simultaneously, tag selector, class, and ID? What styles will be applied? And how exactly this line of abstract will be styled? There is a notion like of cascading of styles. So CSS is following a particular set of rules how the styles are going to be applied. But we are not going to learn this in details in this course, right? It's just a high level overview for you to understand how everything works under the hood.